How do you get your news? Well, you're obviously watching us here, but do you supplement straightforward news with a little bit of comedy?
You don't usually see a pair so unhappy while wearing fancy costumes outside of Cats on Halloween.
Turns out, a lot of people do, and it may help you remember what you're learning.
There is a network of brain regions which is associated with thinking about others and taking others' perspectives. We found that humor created greater activity in those regions.
Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania's Annenberg School of Communication conducted a study putting participants into an fMRI machine and watched their brains as the subjects viewed both straight news and segments with a comedic twist. Pratikshit Kandupandi, one of the researchers, says people were able to both recognize and recall the information told through comedy better.
Partly because people want to remember humorous information or comedy to be able to share with their friends later. Part of it is because humor is so central to our meaning-making process. What these comedians are doing on late-night talk shows or other political satire shows is taking political information that might be difficult to understand and then putting them in the context of pop culture or other kinds of relatable references.
It's not just in the U.S. that satirists like Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert, and John Oliver are effective. It's a worldwide phenomenon. We traveled to Ukraine in 2020 to speak with Roman Vintoniev, a former hard news journalist who traded in his pen and paper for viral videos.
Serious journalism is really like a hard content, but when you're joking, when you're not serious, it's really easy to understand.
He said after encountering politicians lie to his face repeatedly, he changed his tune, deciding to show the world how often this happens on video. It was an instant hit and soon became a weekly TV show calling out issues in Ukraine.
Do you think that people trust you now as your current role more than they did when you were a journalist?
Я боюся про це думати.
But making information more palatable is the name of the game in the age of cable and broadcast TV, streaming services, and of course, social media.
The Trump announcement is not scaring us Democrats, especially after the red wave was as effective as Rudy Giuliani's hair dye.
For political satirist Jeremy Neuberger, a simple tweet like that racks up engagement. And to some degree, Neuberger sees it as educational.
In some cases, I'm like a reminder of things.
Neuberger, who has worked in TV on everything from satire to hard news to documentaries, says these kinds of shows target people's thirst for knowledge and opinion in an authentic way.
That's what really appeals to me. And I think you get at that with satire.
But even the experts say they look at the topic before jumping into satire.
It's people in a well, or there's, a school shooting. Those are like moments when the news is the news. Now, the president, has classified documents that are found. That's different. That's a moment when we can be satirical, and we should be.
And when it comes down to it, they all believe you need tried and true journalists to find out the facts, so they have something to poke fun at. Alex Miller, Scripps News.